A Bangladeshi snake charmer called to remove 2 serpents in a suburban home near the capital of Bangladesh unearthed more than 3,000 deadly cobras and hundreds of eggs. Residents and police said snake charmer Dudu Mia captured thousands of young cobras at 2 houses near Dhaka. Mia was called in by resident Mantu Kasai after his wife found 2 large cobras on their property. The find triggered panic among neighbours who fled their homes. For a practiced snake charmer like Mia, catching the snakes was child's play. After counting his catch, Mia set out to prove to villagers that he is truly the master of these slimy serpents. He proceeded to eat more than 100 of them alive. Mia says eating serpents in such quantities gives him hallucinations sometimes. Mia also says he sleeps well after he has digested the reptiles. Mia told these residents he plans to look for more cobras elsewhere in their neighbourhood, but hasn't yet decided what to do with the rest of his catch. Cobras, which are highly venomous and endemic to Bangladesh, often nest in houses, frequently ridding them of rats and other domestic pests. A rare seal has been born in Cairo's Giza Zoo. Patagonian seals that are kept in zoos rather than their natural habitat rarely breed. In the wild, Patagonian seals migrate 1,500 miles in the ocean to mate. But this baby seal, born at Giza Zoo in Cairo, is the first seal ever to be born in a Middle Eastern zoo. Patagonian seals are pregnant for almost a year, roughly 350 days, and give birth to only 1 offspring at a time. The baby suckles for 3 months before being weaned, and after that, the baby starts to eat the usual seal diet of fish. It took time for this baby to be born. Father and mother, Sama and Samia, came to Egypt from the United States a few years before. Around 15 Spanish police from the Wildlife Protection Unit and the Madrid Safari Park were searching a lake near Madrid for crocodiles. Local residents claimed they had sighted the animals in the lake, which was normally used by people for fishing and swimming. Crocodiles usually live at sea level and could probably survive a summer at the Valmea Lake. It's situated 50 kilometres north of Madrid at an altitude of around 1,000 metres. If crocodiles were to live here in the summer, they would be unlikely to last through a winter. Authorities thought if there were crocodiles in this reservoir, they were likely to be pets, bought illegally and let loose when they had grown too big. Here at Sydney's Taronga Zoo, they've got a baby chimpanzee who's barely 2 weeks old. Baby Furahi is already proving to be a delightful favourite at Sydney's Taronga Zoo. He's still a little unsteady on his feet, but it hasn't taken him long to settle into life with his family. Taronga Zoo has 16 chimpanzees, and baby Furahi puts on quite a cute show for Taronga Zoo's visitors. On this day, Furahi was hanging about with his mother Kuma in the sunshine. Furahi's mother Fifi is the oldest chimpanzee at 54 years. She's also the most respected female of the group, having raised 10 young of her own. Chimpanzees are known to be our closest living relatives. Like us, they communicate through gestures and facial expressions. They are intelligent animals that use tools to obtain food and teamwork tactics to hunt prey. Led by a dominant male, family groups travel during the day and build nests to sleep in at night. It was just another regular day for veteran fisherman Meisha Misha, who lives in the seashore settlement of Salamani on the island of Comoros. With the help of other fishermen, he had launched his small boat into the Indian Ocean in the early evening in search of the big fish. These big fish he's searching for fetch good money and, of course, better bragging rights. But later that night, Misha had felt a powerful and unfamiliar pull on his fishing line. The creature he'd caught was a coelacanth, a living fossil at least a metre long, dating back to the age of the dinosaurs. Believed to have been extinct for 70 million years, a specimen was caught by a trawler off South Africa in 1938 in one of the scientific sensations of the 20th century. This creature is one of the natural wonders on this archipelago. One of the main threats to the coelacanth population comes from villagers like Misha hauling them up by mistake. Not knowing their value or their significance, of the 6 occasions they've been hauled to the shore, at least 3 were killed and eaten. Hundreds of people turned up at Guachan Seoul Grand Park Zoo to celebrate the anniversary of the birth of the cubs, a brother and sister. Koreans traditionally mark the 100th day of a baby's birth, celebrating the infant's survival. And these 2 cubs certainly have something to celebrate. Their tiger mother was unable to nurse them, and zookeepers had to find a surrogate mother, a dog, to keep them alive. The baby tigers have been dubbed the Unification Tigers, and the zoo asked visitors to cast a vote to name them. At the party on Saturday, there were flowers and a cake, but the birthday cubs preferred their special treat of raw chicken and meat that the zookeepers had prepared for them. These 2 cubs were the first Korean tigers to be born in captivity in a South Korean zoo. The majority of tigers in the country's other zoos are Siberian or Bengal. The babies were born after the successful mating of 7-year-old father Riley, a Korean tiger bought from Pyongyang's Central Zoo in January 1999, and his mother Hong Ah, also a Korean tiger, at the zoo in Gwacheon on the outskirts of the capital, Seoul. And this is their surrogate mother, a dog. The zoo says their birth reflects the drive towards reconciliation on the Korean peninsula. The cubs' natural parents could not attend the anniversary party, as they had been separated from the babies when the mother could not nurse them. Meanwhile, life is normal for these rare cubs who do not know the great thing they have done for their country. The burro is often associated with stubbornness and many times underappreciated as a workhorse. It's never really received its due. For over 40 years though, the people of the small town of Otumba, Mexico have recognized and paid homage to the animal for its hard work and endurance in the fields with the Festival of the Burro. The burro celebration begins with a polo match on burros between two local teams. The participants play with broomsticks, knocking about an oversized ball. After the polo come the wild burro rides, which leave most contestants on the ground. And the final and most popular event of the day, the parade, will present the burros in their costumes. Several burros are dressed up as popular Mexican personalities of the day. The burro is a popular and idiosyncratic figure in everyday Mexican life. It often appears in editorial cartoons characterizing Mexicans themselves. Otumba is located 60 kilometers from Mexico City, has a population of 10,000. Ostrich steak is the latest exotic delicacy making its way to restaurant tables in Chile. Ostriches were first shipped to Chile from South Africa and Canada, and they're now being raised on 45 commercial farms. Cristobal Bascuan runs his family's 27,000-hectare ranch north of Santiago. He's a pioneer of Chile's ostrich farms. Bascuan says his family decided to produce the meat because of its unique qualities. He says it's very high quality and has zero cholesterol. It's also an ideal meat for hospitals and for people who don't eat red meat. Although ostrich consumption is still in its infancy, Bascuan believes it's a lucrative and profitable market. Bascuan says he did the maths. A cow produces 1 calf a year. An ostrich produces 40, maybe 50 chicks a year. Bascuan is also quick to point out, unlike calves, with an ostrich, it's ready to be slaughtered in 10 months, as opposed to a year to 2.5 years with a cow. At a restaurant that serves ostrich steak, diners rave about the meat and are willing to pay high prices for the delicacy. After the ostrich eggs are fertilized in laboratories and the chicks are kept in incubators, they are ready to be taken to the ranch. There they're encouraged to gain weight until ready for slaughter. Ostrich steak costs 2.5 times more than steak from a cow. Local Kazakh herdsmen round up these marl deer on a farm in eastern Kazakhstan. It's midsummer and time for the dehorning of the marl stags. This is an annual ritual that dates back to the 17th century. These days, though, the dehorning is more than just a simple ritual. It is a lucrative money spinner. There is increasing demand from South Korea, China and Russia for the marl antler bone. It's said by aficionados to have rare, curative properties. These antlers fetch about $300 a kilogram. And with some mature stag growing antlers that weigh about 20 kilograms, that means they have a price on their heads. Quite literally, around $6,000. This practice is denounced by animal rights groups, though they say it does not endanger the deer. After the antlers are cut, the stag stumps are treated before the animal is released into the mountains to grow new antlers, which one day will be culled again. A local clinic near the farm is doing good business, offering antler horn baths as a cure for a variety of ailments. The stag antlers are boiled in big containers of water. The water is then poured into bathtubs, into which patients immerse themselves. Some say they take no conventional medicines for 8 to 10 months after this unique treatment. Others say it is necessary to come here every year for 5 to 6 years to get a guaranteed cure. Some of the antlers are processed by local businesses into potions, including pantocrin, an extract that some claim can boost the immune system. A regular visitor to the clinic said he had cured a kidney problem by taking antler horn infused baths.